What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Locked On Pirates podcast. I'm, of course, host who does the most, Ethan Smith. Hope you all are having a phenomenal Wednesday, March 30th, and thank you for tuning to the Locked On Pirates podcast as you do every single day. And on today's episode, Cruz was optioned to AAA, but the reason for this, and I will give my thoughts on the decision from the Pittsburgh Pirates and the ramifications behind it, and what could happen at the end of the year that could ultimately make that decision a interesting one even more. And so Diego Castillo and Bligh Madris, like Oneil Cruz, have had very strong springs, yet they're still. Could Diego Castillo and Bligh Madris be on the opening day roster when the season starts in St. Louis next Thursday? We're going to talk about all that today on the episode of Locked On Pirates. But thank you for your first listen of the day every single day, wherever you find your podcast. You can follow this podcast on Spotify, Odyssey, Google Play, Apple Podcast, and of course hit that subscribe button. YouTube. We just passed 200 not too long ago. We're already at 212. Keep that number rolling for me. But with that said, let's get into it.
You are Locked On Pirates, your daily Pittsburgh Pirates podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And this is, of course, the Locked On Pirates podcast, where it is your team, your Pittsburgh Pirates, every single day. I am, of course, Ethan Smith, who does the most. You all are having a phenomenal Wednesday, March 30th. And Twitter was in a buzz last night. After the game yesterday, Oneil Cruz was optioned to AAA Indianapolis. People were not happy. I saw all the Twitter reactions that I had comments on Twitter as well. I've seen everything that all the baseball writers have said. I've seen the uproar from fans outside the organization as well, saying, why in the world would Oneil Cruz not be on the opening day roster? Why is he not the opening day shortstop or even at least the outfield, blah, 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 all of that. I've seen all of it. So it took me to get today's out just because I wanted to clear my head from it a little bit, think about it a little bit more, and really put into justification what decision was made for. So, under the current rules of arbitration, if a player not have a certain amount of service, the Pirates can get an extra year out of him. So, I believe right now, due to the way the arbitration works and the minimum contracts, Oneil Cruz is under team control until 2028 as things stand, and as right now. Now, if he comes up, I believe day was May 20th, and then plays that entire season, they would get an extra year of control on him in 2029. So we're talking 6 or 7 years from now. So it's a long time. So at the end of the day, there's some givens here, I would say. From what we saw from Oneil Cruz spring training, he looked phenomenal. I don't think anybody can doubt that. I don't think anybody can really say that he didn't play well. I mean, he had a few hiccups at the shortstop position defensively, but as far as that, he looked phenomenal. And you always hear me and Gary talk about it all the time about if the bat plays, you should be in the lineup. His bat was playing. There's a lot to say here. And the reason why I think a lot of people that as well is because heard over and over again that Derek Shelton and Ben Sherrington and all of the guys, the organization, all the coaches want a player-centric environment. Is it a player-centric environment when you're sitting down one of your top prospects who's ready to be at the major league level? Yes. But there's a caveat here. Is he ready to be MLB level? Yes, he came up at the end of the year here with the expanded roster last weekend against the Cincinnati Reds. He hit his first career home run, all that good stuff. You see all the good stuff that Oneil Cruz is doing. But he's only had 20 at-bats above the AA level. That's hurt for him to go to AAA for a month or two, crush the ball in Indianapolis, play absolutely phenomenal, maybe even test him out in the outfield a little bit more, and bring him up in end of April or May. I don't think that really hurts his development at all. And also, I've seen both sides going. Some say they like the decision. You get the extra year of control. The Pirates aren't going to be good anyway. So why would you lose him for this entire year? And maybe down the road they're a lot better figure out an extension for him at the end of the day. And also, I've seen the other side of the coin that the Pirates are probably going to get it over anyway. Why do I say screwed over? Well, under the new CBA, there's a lot of more on-field incentives for how players play based on awards, playoffs, World Series, Cy Youngs, Rookie of the Year. And in case for Oneil Cruz, Rookie is the important one. To win Rookie of the Year, he finishes second. He will basically get a full year salary based off of what he would anyway would have been here on April 7th if he finishes in second for Rookie of the Year voting, which BetOnline right now, one of our phenomenal sponsors, he's currently the odds-on favorite to win that award at 3-1, meaning for every dollar you send, you're getting 3 back. And again, I'm still in the middle because Oneil Cruz, at the end of the day, with the way that things are working out, he would have made the team better now, and he's going to make this team better later based on what we've seen. Anything can change. Injuries can happen. Anything can happen here. But based off of what I have seen right now, what I saw last year in Double Altoona, what I saw at the end of the year, and what I've seen in spring training, there's no reason I think that he shouldn't be in Pittsburgh. But I see the emphasis on make sure that he's a proven product before he gets up here. Because would I rather him sit away for 2 months, hit something with up to home runs, RBIs, improve his defensive craft in AAA, and then come up and basically be playing a season anyway? Or would I rather him come up April 7th, struggle a lot, and not pick it up until that same time anyway? That's what I kind of want people to think about here is the developmental curve of Oneil Cruz. You don't want him to just jump up and then slowly come back down. Rather him slowly come, and then if anything, plateau up here, and then maybe even go up more before he gets to that. So, of course, I heard a lot of your thoughts already, but I want to still hear some more about Oneil Cruz. I want to hear a lot of what you guys say about this. But before we get into Diego Castillo and Bligh Madris' strong springs, if they could make the roster, I want to tell you guys about the wonderful people at Athletic Greens. Athletic Course is our partner and has a product that I use every day. I started taking Athletic Greens because, I wanted better gut health, more energy, optimize immune system. I hate taking pills and vitamins, and I wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. And I wanted to see what the hype is all about. So, what is this stuff? With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 25 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, adaptogens to help you start you right. The special blend of ingredients support your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. So basically, all the things you need for a very productive day. It's lifestyle friendly, whether you keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free. It also contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no natural chemicals, or artificial anything, while still tasting good. It also supports better sleep quality, recovery, and it supports clarity and alertness. And it's the one thing with the best things. Athletic Greens uses the best of the best products based on the latest science of constant product iterations and third-party testing. It also costs less than $3 a day, and you're investing in your health, and it's cheaper than your cold brew habit. It's cheaper than getting all the different supplements yourself, and you're investing in an all-in-one nutritional insurance. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 reviews, recommended professional athletes, trusted by leading health experts such as Tibbs and Michael Gervais. Now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition and be heading into the flu and cold season. It's just one scoop and a cup of her every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel paths with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/MNetwork. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/MNetwork to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. So getting onto the Oneil Cruz, and lot of what I've seen from him has nothing but positive. And we saw this with Ke'Bryan Hayes as well when he minors and when he got called up in the 2020 season. He immediately made an impact. And then you saw that he kind of took a downtick. But one of the bigger things I think as well is this is not the last time that you're going to see a Pirates prospect have this happen to them. Next, you have a lot of those guys like Gonzalez, Quinn Priest, Carmen Majinski, Tanaj Thomas, Michael Burrow, Leover Piguero, Mitchell. I think a lot of those guys are going to see this happen to them next year as well, where they're going to get sent down to Triple about a month or two, and they're going to eventually come up in 2023. And I think that's kind of set the precedent. I think that's set a precedent how the Pirates want to operate this team. They want to put an emphasis on team control years, which it's that the CBA didn't change arbitration. Then they just added, the service time stuff. But one thing I need Pirates fans in general to stop doing is stop acting like this is just a Pirates thing. Every team in Major League Baseball, down from the Dodgers to the Orioles and the Pirates, use service time and manipulation because they can. The CBA didn't address it. The CBA didn't address service time. All they really did, players, was the on-field incentive. Like, if a guy wins MVP, he get paid more money. If Oneil Cruz wins Rookie of the Year, he's going to make more money. They didn't fix service time manipulation, and it's something that comes with not having a salary cap. It's something that comes with not having a designated amount that you can sign on a player. Look at Wander Franco, 10 years. Fernando Tatis, 13 years. Juan Soto will probably get that sort of contract as well if he wants to sign somewhere for the rest of his career. I mean, you see it every. Garrett Cole even signed that long of a deal in New York. It's because there's set precedent on the contracts that these players have. Because there's no set precedents on a salary cap. Luxury tax, the owners don't want to pay, but some do, like the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Mets, Red Sox, even almost. But at the end of the day, as I mentioned earlier, if Oneil Cruz was up here all year, which would have been nice to see, Barron would witness. It would have been great to see. But what is it to lose of him to say you can have a full season of Oneil Cruz 6 years down the road? Hopefully by then, this team is a very good competitive team, and they can actually sign him to an extension like they probably already could have done with Brian Reynolds. But also, you have to look at it from the microscope that the Pirates are still a building team. They're still trying to find pieces that they are looking for. They are still trying to find the pieces that are going to here for the foreseeable future. And you can't really fault them for that, because what pieces are that we can definitively say are going to be here 5 years from now? Maybe Brian Reynolds, unless they trade him, which they still have given him an offer he likes. Is Ke'Bryan Hayes going to 5 years from now? Probably, because I think that's his last I think that's last year of arbitration. We can't definitively say that Lindsey Contreras is going to be Pittsburgh Pirate in the next 5-10 years. We can't foreseeably say that about a baseball player. You are a phenomenal baseball player if you last with a team for 5 years. If you last for a team with 10 years, you're a top player in that team's organization. Look at Albert Pujols. He was a consistent good player for the St. Louis Cardinals for 11 years. And now he's coming back. He's a legend in St. Louis. Andrew McCutchen gave us 4 or 5 years, and most will regard him as the best player the Pirates have seen since Barry Bonds. Who's to say Oneil Cruz is the next guy? I love him. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's going to be a great big league player. I'm not saying that as a fact. I'm saying that as my opinion. It might as well be fact from what I see from him. But I cannot sit here and definitively tell you that Oneil Cruz is the franchise player of this team. I can't definitively tell you that Quinn Priester, Henry Davis, Nick Gonzalez, and Leo Verpigo are the next players on this team. For all I know, Cal Mitchell could be the next great right fielder in Major League Baseball. Because at the end of the day, Oneil Cruz is still a product. Yes, we want to see him. I want to see him in Pittsburgh. I would have loved to see his name on the lineup on April 7th. But Kevin Newman and Cole Tucker haven't played that bad this spring either. Diego, who we'll talk about here in a minute, hasn't played bad either. Hoy Park has played well. Rodolfo Castro has MLB time than Oneil Cruz. Michael Chavis has an injury right now, but he's the player to have there as well. It's hard, man. It's hard. And I know it sucks at the end of the day. I know it does. But also, when you get down to the nitty-gritty, don't act like we're not going to see Oneil Cruz here at all. We're going to see Oneil Cruz at some point in 2022. It probably won't be that from now. It's March 30th. If he's not here by May 30th, I'll give it 2 months. If he's not May 30th, then there's cause concern. But I will assure you that we will get Oneil Cruz baseball in Pittsburgh, in PNC Park, at some point this year. And before we get into the Bligh Madris and Diego Castillo talk, I also want to let you guys know about the wonderful people over at Built Bar. Of course, Built Bar is tasting protein bar on planet Earth. Built Bars, of course, are covered in 100% real chocolate. That includes their puffs, first ever protein-infused marshmallow. They're fluffy, marshmallowy, and they're not just a protein, they're a treat. And they're covered in 100% real chocolate. And puffs are a favorite with some incredible flavors. They have churro, coconut marshmallow, banana, cream pie, and these are just going to be your new favorite. All bars, of course, contain 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, 4 grams of net carbs, and 17 grams of protein. We compare that to any bar, which usually has around 140 calories, 30 grams of sugar, and dozens of net carbs. Of course, white chocolate cookie cream is new for this month, and all of their flavors are delicious. And new flavors are coming out all the time. If they think it might be good, they'll make it. It will be delicious, and it will be good for you. At Built Bar, they are all about the taste. They make it taste delicious, and then they vow to get healthy. And I don't know how, but they pull it off every time. Make sure you go to built.com, use the code LOCK15 and get 15% off of your order when you use promo code LOCK15 for the best protein bars on Earth. A lot of people are going to be over the next couple days. 2 guys right now, especially today, because I'm recording this after the spring training, and Bligh Madris and Diego Castillo have looked phenomenal this spring. Bligh Madris had 2 home today. Diego Castillo, I've had the 2 home runs. He had the 2 home runs. Bligh Madris also went deep. Begs the question, and we'll get into the opening day roster tomorrow, by the way. That's going to be a fun episode where we highlight the opening roster or lineup card, all that stuff. And then the day on Friday, we'll talk a little about the who we think should get the opening day nod with Adam Bittner of the Pittsburgh Post. But Bligh Madris and Diego Castillo have been consistently hitting the baseball very well this spring. Diego Castillo has also looked good defensively. Bligh Madris, he's looked pretty okay defensively also. Should they be on the opening day roster? Well, look at how things are currently constructed, and we'll get more into this tomorrow. Bligh Madris would currently be against Brian Reynolds, who we already know how spot. Ben Gamble, we already know has a spot. So really, you're talking about a trio guys in Bligh Madris, Anthony Alford, and Greg Allen. If you had to ask me as a betting, who I would say would be the starting outfielder on day one, it will probably be Alford or Allen. And with that said, there is no reason carrying five outfielders on your team, especially when you have a guy like a Diego Castillo who could all move to the outfield, but also the infield. That's where I moved to Castillo, because if I have the same Madris, I'm going to say no. I think a very strong spring, and I think if there are injuries or if they decide to move on from Anthony Alford, who has shaky stint here in Pittsburgh, had a shaky stint in his entire career, then you can see the idea of Madris being up here as an outfielder. Diego Castillo, on the other point, makes this an even interesting case, because you look at the middle infield construction right now, which is a big thing that a lot of people are doing. Cruz was sent down. Have Kevin Newman As of right now, Cole Tucker, Hoyt, Mike Chavis, and Diego Castillo. If you were talking to me, and what I would want, especially Ryan Hayes' injury, which we talked about yesterday, which we don't expect to be super serious. You never know in the world of baseball. Diego Castillo can move anywhere. He can play second, he can play short, play third, and he can play outfield spots in the corners naturally. That is just something he's very, very good. So say you have him there, a super utility guy, and I compared him to Josh Harrison, by the way, when I talked about him yesterday. But I think he has a real shot here. He's hit the ball really well. He's looked very good defensively. Now, I'm not saying he's going to start, but does he make the opening day roster? Diego Castillo has a better chance doing it than Bligh Madris. Now, if they both do, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. This wouldn't be. I would be elated that they're both up there. And Bligh Madris, for all intents and purposes, as we talk about him here, he's an older guy. I feel very much a prospect. But when you're talking about a guy who was a 2017 ninth-round pick, and has never seen the action, and 257 average last year, he's looked good this year in the in spring training, but the guy already 26 years old, and I think that's what they're going to do here with Madris, is they're going to have to put him on the roster at some point, and it's either put up or shut up time. When you're 26, I mean, Reynolds is 27. Reynolds is like a year old. So Reynolds is a proven commodity already. You can't say that about Bligh Madris yet. So on that side of the coin, that's where I think that he has a very good shot to make it on of other guys, Roansy Contreras and Oneil Cruz, and maybe even a Diego Castillo, who has Castillo, as far as goes, is a guy, obviously, mentioning this. And he's only 24, so he's 2 years younger, but with Castillo, 24 years old isn't relatively young anymore for a prospect. I believe Oneil Cruz is 20. So you're just subtracting years down. So that's where I think Madris and Castillo come into the fold here. See what the Pirates decide to do with opening day, just about a week away. And with that said, guys, thank you for being into today's episode. Thank you for making me first listen of the day, even if they come out in the mid-afternoon, every single day here on the Locked On Pirates podcast. Of course, the Locked On Sports Network is phenomenal. Check out all of our shows at the Locked On MLB podcast network, as well as Locked Steelers and Locked On Penguin, Locked On Nittany Lions, and Locked On Panthers. You can check all those out. And as I said on tomorrow's episode, we are going to be predicting the opening day roster and lineup when the Pirates take on the St. Louis Cardinals on April 7th. On Thursday, April 7th, which is about a week away. We are too far off, guys, from regular season baseball. There's still spring training action all through the rest of the weekend. And with all that, guys, enjoy the rest of Wednesday, and I will see you on the flip side.